Que lo que hay, mi gente? What's going on? What it do? What it is? Welcome to Kabloomski's Sports Talk Show. It's your host, Josh, aka Kabloomski, and I'm here excited for another episode. I'm looking forward to keep this going. Again, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. On my socials is kabloomski.sportstalk on IG. I'm gonna try to get that going as well. Just trying to get this channel up and running. Okay. Um, Excited about this episode today. We're going to be talking about a few things. We got college football on the docket. We got NFL on the docket. We got some MLB and as well as NBA. NBA is interesting. And of course, your favorite fantasy football. So, with that being said, sit back. Let's enjoy our cocktail of whatever you're choosing. As you know, on this show, we drink old fashions as we talk old fashioned sports talk, right? So today's old fashioned is going to be brought to you by Bullet. Bullet, I love me some Bullet. They're not paying me to say that. They're not endorsing anything. They're not sponsoring. Hopefully, one day they will. But as of right now, we are enjoying a nice cocktail with Bullet and my special old fashioned mixed. So with that being said, salute, cheers, enjoy your drink, cigar, whatever you have, and let's get into the show. Off the bat, no pun intended, we're going to talk about baseball. We just had the World Series, and congratulations to the Texas Rangers. That is awesome, man. That's really, really awesome. I love when first time teams not only make it to the World Series, but actually win it. I did not know that Texas Rangers have not won a World Series. Actually, that was news to me, believe it or not. Huge baseball fan. I did not know that, so I'm kind of disappointed in myself when it comes to that aspect. But not to mention, they are highly deserving of it. They went through a tough road in the playoffs, starting off with my Rays, knocked them off with ease. They took care of the Astros. I think they were a team that was not destined because I really thought that the Philadelphia Eagles were the team of destiny, but man, they did not take no for an answer, and I'm proud. I'm proud of that team and how they performed without Garcia, who kind of took them there. Right, he went on a tear. He looked like Rosarina did for us when we made our little push and our run. Um, and BJ Upton, when you know when he did that little, I think it was 2008 when we made our run as well, and he was on fire. Those are my only comparisons when I saw Garcia and what he was able to do and perform. Man, congratulations to him. I hope he gets healthy. I hope his back turns out to be okay. Scherzer, not didn't really um, produce that much in the World Series, but did his thing, just not at his standard, at his level. And to think that DeGrom was a pitcher as well that didn't have any um, capabilities to help the team out later on and downstretch in the playoff run, and they still, with all those adversities, still performed and got the championship. So again, congratulations to Texas Rangers. That was great, 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 great. I would like to speak a little bit about Seager. Seager, a two-time MVP, or excuse me, two-time World Series MVP. Now I get it. He's not the best shortstop of all time. He's not going to be, in talks of, not even top five shortstop of all time. But man, modern day, that guy right there has something going for him. He, to me, is somebody who is somebody you want not only in your clubhouse, but we want somebody that is going to take the reins of that leadership role and come up big in big time situations. Okay, big time players make big time plays in big time situations, right? Any of the sports athletes out there, competitors out there, I'm sure you guys have heard that saying before. I have heard that saying growing up, and I love that saying growing up. I kind of fed on that as a player. And the other saying was, Dion saying, "You look good, you play good, whatever, however it goes." Those are my two favorite sayings as a player growing up because I idolized Deion Sanders and how he played and how he carried himself. And then the other one, I just kind of that was just something that was just in the competitive nature. But man, I really, really like to see um, where the Texas Rangers are going to go in the future, as far as what they're going to do with Scherzer, what they're going to do with DeGrom. I believe they have a couple other free agents that they need to exploit, and especially in the bullpen. I believe it's Will Smith. By the way, Will Smith, I think, has won three straight World Series, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure I'm going to get some criticism on the comments for that, but because it might not be three, but I think it's three. Either way, uh, whoever signs Will Smith next year has a great chance of winning the World Series, right? Um, but I also want to speak about top players. We have the awards coming out here soon, if not already been done, and we're talking about big time players. I was talking to a few of my really good friends, talking about baseball. Obviously, the top names come up. Your Acunas, your Otanis, things like that. And those two players, to me, not only are the face of baseball right now, but there's a question mark with one of them, right? Otani, where is he going? Um, who's going to back up the Brinks truck for him? He deserves every dime that he gets. And how do you pay that man? Do you pay him as a lifetime pitcher? Do you pay him as a lifetime batter? Because each of those contracts, you're looking at 7 years to 10 years for each position, respectively, right? You can easily pay that man 7 to 10 years, max out contract, and he's well deserved of that just as a pitcher. And on the flip side, you can pay him 7 to 10 years at top notch, maxed out contract just as a hitter, right? So how do you gauge that? What does that number look like? I don't see how somebody can gauge or how you put a price tag on a player like that. I mean, then again, I always have these arguments like, is one player really that valuable in a team sport like that? And man, as many times as I say no, because baseball is a team sport, but man, if there is that one player, Otani has to be it, right? Because he just is a two-way player that can help you both ways. I mean, I think I would like to see the number first that they offer this guy. I was astonished at the number that Messi got, and by any means, I don't think he's gonna get that type of number or that type of leverage. But man, I think you have to be damn near close to pay that man what he's worth. And then also, who do you look at to what organizations are out there that are not only able to pay that money but are going to be willing to pay that money, right? Obviously, you got your damn Yankees. The Yankees are always going to be in the mix. I mean, the Rangers were talking about trading for him in the trade deadline this year, so that's interesting, because are they going to load up again and try to make another push next year? That's a very, very interesting topic that I would like to discuss in another episode. But great, great off-season topics and something to look forward to as this off-season continues. Acuna is, to me, the MVP this year. I think what he was not capable of doing, what he did, 40-70 club. I mean, even the 40-40 club is a feat that only few have done. And growing up as a baseball player, I was always intrigued by that 40-40 club. I felt like that was, to me, like your all-around player. I mean, you're not just hitting bombs. You know what I mean? You're actually trying to cause havoc on the base paths as well. And I've always liked the stolen base stat, because to me, that was always not only an underrated stat, but I felt like that was something that teams didn't really go after or didn't really exploit. So 40-40 has always been a uh, a stat or a record that I was always been interested in. And growing up, I've always looked at 40-40 players. Your A Rod. I think growing up, I think the last person that I saw, I want to say, was A Rod. Maybe Cabrera. Has Cabrera got 40-40? I don't know. Some of you guys can comment on the comments below. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But I think it was A Rod was the last one that got 40-40, and it was during my lifetime, and I just love seeing that. Griffey at his prime was close to it, but it was just such a hard feat to capture. It was something that if you got 40-40, you were not only the MVP hands down. It was just like the triple crown, hands down. You would be the MVP, but it was just something that you were set on a different level amongst other players, and 40-40 was something that um, was just an amazing record to achieve. But this man got 40-70. Come on now, 40, 70, and it's plus 40 plus 70 plus, right? So the man not only has produced on the base paths, but he also contributed, and not to mention it in the outfield as well. So with that being said, with Acuna, let's dive into a topic that I find very interesting, especially when I speak to older fans of the sport of baseball. I'm just strictly talking about baseball right here. Um, let's talk about the way that the game not only has changed, but the outlook of the game. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about like, the computer, the time clocks, the pitch count. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is when Acuna hits a bomb, or um, when let's see who else is flashy, Javi Baez or somebody flashy. It's most likely your Hispanic players, right? When they do something big, they're gonna let the crowd know. They're gonna let the pitchers know. They're gonna let the other teams know. They're gonna walk down the first base. They're gonna pump their chest. They're gonna pump their arms. They're gonna scream. They're gonna take their times around the base paths. They're gonna do maybe a stutter step or a euro step, going around third base, or cross their hands like a Rosarina does. Some people don't like it. Some people think that that's disgrace to the game. That's a disgrace to old time players. That's something that we have to, treat the game with respect. Now, mind you, these guys not only treat the game with respect, but they're playing it the way that it should be played on my eyes. And I say that because of this. These guys are going out there day in and day out, right? They're performing. The kids nowadays are not only glued to the television and bringing baseball back into the life, but it's turned to an international sport, right? This is not just an American sport. It is an American pastime. It is, our summer, the summer boys, the summer sports. I get it. But it's an international sports now, ladies and gentlemen. And to bring a fan base, an international fan base, we need to attract that, right? And I think that with these players and what they're doing and being flashy, I get, as long as it's not being too disrespectful directly at a pitcher, or flicking the pitcher off while they're, run down the first base, or whatever it may be. As long as they're not being direct at a pitcher, I say let these boys play, because it's bringing an excitement to the game. It's bringing excitement to the crowd. I mean, it just brings excitement to the fan base that is watching, they want to see their players perform. And as a Rays fan, uh, when a Rosarina comes at the bat, I want to see him cross his arms. Like, I'm ready to see that. I love where baseball has gone. I felt like I was just short, time wise, of playing in the time that I should have and would love to have played in, because as you guys know, whoever knows me on a personal level, or who has played baseball with me, not only do I talk a lot of shit, or was I trying to get into people's heads, but I was a little bit flashy too. You had to beat me to shut me up, and if you beat me, I shook your hand, and I was okay with it. I still made a talk shit and trash, but man, I would have loved to play it in this time, flashy. I'm not with the whole, eye black and all 50 wristbands and all these Evo shields and glass. I'm not with that. Just wasn't my thing. But yes, I did talk shit. I was flashy in how I played. When I walk, if I hit a home run, I'm walking around the base pass, and I'm taking my time, and I'm letting it be known. Um, I just loved I just loved having fun out there. It wasn't, and having a coach that lets you have that freedom and lets you be you was something that you wanted to play for more. You know what I mean? At least it brought out more of a competition level that I wanted to um, excel at where I was at. I had a standard to perform, but having a coach that let me do my thing and supported me, I just wanted to elevate my game even more. So, baseball, man, let's let these boys play. I'm excited for next year. on what's going to happen. It brings great hope that a first time team won the World Series this year, because that I hope that the Rays still do their thing in the off season. I know we're not going to spend too much money, but they make the right moves, right? It's the Rays way. So as long as they're doing their thing, it just brings me hope that I can definitely go and not obviously I'm going to support my team, but just go out there and just know that my Rays have a chance, right? So with that being said, I want to switch gears. When we were talking about players and coaches, or players that want to play for a coach, I've gone on record before in saying that, man, if I pick one coach, I don't care what sport it is that I would want to play for, I've gone on record saying Deion Sanders, right? But I want to switch it now. I don't want to talk about college football right now. Let's switch gears and talk about NFL. And the reason why I'm bringing Deion Sanders as my segue into the NFL, because I want you guys to hear me out here. I might get backlash for this, and I might get some comments down below from this, but just hear me out. And before I do, again, if you're not subscribed yet to my pages, please do. The Kabloomski Sports Talk Show on all your Spotify platforms for podcasting, and Kabloomski dot Sports Talk on IG. Please subscribe. Please comment, DM me if you want to come on my show. Let's talk. I want to bring people in. So NFL, hear me out. Las Vegas Raiders. I had to take a sip real quick before I get into this, because this is going to get juicy. If I'm the GM for the Las Vegas Raiders and I want to make a big splash, okay, I would, excuse me, if I was at the helm, I'm cleaning up shop. I'm cleaning up shop next year or in the off season, and I'm cleaning up shop in a respectful manner. What I mean by that is, Devontae Adams, you're out. But not only are you out, I'm gonna let you go wherever you want to go. Where do you want to go? Because I'm asking for draft capital. Devontae Adams is gone. Crosby is gone. What's another name over there? Marcus Peters, I guess, can still be an asset. Shoot, I'll take him on the Bucks because we need defensive backs. Period. But anyway, any big time names, okay, over that. Shoot, even Jimmy G. Bye. I don't care. All the big names over there in Las Vegas are gone. I'm cleaning up shop. Now, fans, stick with me. I will let it be known to the fan, to Raider Nation, you guys got to stick with me because I have a game plan. Draft Shador Sanders. Bring Deion Sanders as the coach. Now, not only do you have the Sanders boys there, you have Deion doing the thing. Because and I say this with all due respect to Deion. I love, like I said, I love him. Huge fan of his. Now on a player level, as a father, as a coach, everything. Just love everything he does. So I don't want to say this and it come off as disrespectful or as demeaning to him, because it's not my intentions. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't feel like he is loyal to not only Colorado, but to college football in general. I mean, let's think about his track record, and it's not disrespectful. It's just, it is what it is, and it's okay. Any father in that position, why not? Why not? If you have the means, you have the reins, and they're letting you do it, why not? Right? You're picking and choosing where you go. So let's say Las Vegas Raiders draft Shador Sanders. Boom, quarterback is taken care of. Boom, we're ready to go. All that draft capital that you are getting from Devontae, from Crosby, from Jimmy G, if you can even get anything from Marcus Peters, all that draft capital. Now you just sit back and let Deion do his thing, as far as having players come off of trades or off of free agency, trying to come to him, and it's just 2025, 2026 would be the time frame that this will all happen, and then you guys would just be set and have a foundation of years to come, of not only a a nucleus, a core like like a core four or whatever it is. But like I don't know how to like I don't know how to explain it, but just that nucleus of players that Dion can can do over there. I think that if he was able to clean shop and you bring Shador Sanders there, okay, and you have draft capital, I'm assuming that Shador Sanders and Travis Hunter are coming out the same year. Okay, let's just assume that, and um, let's pull the trigger on both. Let's make it happen to where you don't miss on both. Okay, and let Dion continue letting Travis do his thing. Shador comes in, and now you are at a professional level where you bring in a professional, mind, um, an offensive coordinator mind, and just let him mold Shador into an NFL quarterback. Because quite frankly, as you heard in past episodes that I've done, we are not seeing the best of Shador. He is an amazing player. He is great. He's going to be great, in my opinion. And what he's doing is absolutely remarkable because not too many players are going to be doing that with behind that offensive line. So what he's able to do behind that offensive line, and always on the run, always having somebody in his face, very Kirk Cousins isk. You know what I mean? Gonna stay in the pocket, take that hit, but still deliver. And it's just I would like to see how he would do in the NFL system with a good offensive line. And why not? Why not? Right? It's a possibility. Some people are going to be thinking that I'm crazy for saying that, but if it happens, it's going to be a genius move, I think, and I support it. Raiders fans are probably not going to be excited about that because you're going to have to tank 2 years. Essentially, you're going to have to tank 2 years to make all this work. And Raider Nation fan base is not only is it a serious fan base, but I don't think they're gonna let that fly. Even if they see the bigger picture, just because it's so far fetched, and NFL is very business-like. I don't know if that's a possibility, and I don't think that the Raider Nation is gonna let that ride. But man, what could be, right? What could be? On the other side of that, on the NFL, another team that I want to speak about, nothing to do with Deion Sanders, except for that he used to play for this team when he was an NFL star. I'm speaking about your San Francisco 49ers. Your San Francisco 49ers, to me, are the team to beat, right? Not only are they stacked at defense, but man, they are ready. They are all in. The last team that I seen go all in like this was your Los Angeles Rams, who went all in. Draft picks were a non-issue with them, and they end up winning, right? So I feel like 49ers are trying to take a page out of their book on that, and they are on the right track because that defense was solid already before they added Chase Young on that defensive front. I think the question mark still remains is as long as Trent Williams is injured and out on the offensive line, Brock Purdy's been getting pressured. Is he going to be able to be the manager of the offense to get them, not only to the Super Bowl because I feel like that's a lock, right? Um, but just get him that trophy and bring him back home. So is he the answer there? Because if he can be the manager and he can be what Brock Purdy is known to be, not an elite quarterback. I don't need him to be a Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. Just be your manager. Give the balls pause. Give the ball and targets to your weapons, your Christian McCaffreys, your Ayuks, your Debos of the world, and let them do their thing. And I feel like as long as their offense is on the same track with that, and their defense is not blinking an eye, that team is tough to beat. That team is going to be real tough to beat. And speaking of teams that are tough to beat, statistically and factually, right? Factually, is that a word? Um, Georgia Bulldogs are what, 25-0, right? Switching the page here to college football. You're talking about a team that is like, I think I want to say is 25-0, okay? Back to back national champions. And yet they're not the number one ranked team this year at the first listing of the rankings. Not number one, really? Ohio State? When are we going to get off the Ohio State bandwagon, ladies and gentlemen? They're not even the best team in their conference. How are they the best team in the nation? In order to be the best, you have to beat the best, right? Last I checked, nobody's beat Georgia. They're champions, right? Yes, Brock Bowers is out. Yes, he's their best player. Nobody still's beat him. Nobody's going to beat him. I don't think nobody can beat them. And the only team that is capable of beating them is a team from the Big Ten that's not even the best, or statistically and by rankings, they're not even the best team in Michigan. I feel like Michigan might be the only team that can give Georgia a run for their money. And you're telling me Ohio State is ranked over both of those? What am I missing? Please comment on what I'm missing on that, because I think yes, Ohio State's good. I get it, great. They're not playing at a level that they have in the past. They haven't played level, um, competition level like they have in the past. Yeah, they've been mopping teams that they're supposed to, right? They're supposed to be mopping these teams, but they're not playing an SEC schedule, right? Not only that, when they play the SEC schedule, they're mopping. Georgia's mopping SEC teams. My Florida Gators, they mopped us. Granted, we're not, a top 25 team, whatever, but we were ranked. Okay, we're in the SEC, and we've beat ranked teams, so we're no slouch. Georgia mopped us. You know, I don't think Ohio State gets past Penn State, number one, and I definitely don't think they get past Michigan. So why the hell are they ranked number one? I don't get it. So somebody please let me know what I'm missing with college football this year, because I'm really disappointed in my USC Trojans. I was really hoping that they can make the playoffs this year. Yeah, they're outside looking in, but if I think Oklahoma's a better shot at them of making it in. Um, Florida State, I feel like that's another team that don't think they play too many good teams, and when they do, they're kind of suspect. And I'm not just saying that as a Florida fan; I'm just saying that as a fan and as an observer. I don't think that they get past Miami. Honestly, I don't think they get past Pitt this week. I think that might be an upset alert. I think so. I think they're gonna be high on their horse with their rankings and get caught sleeping. I really do. Um, do we have a chance at upsetting their season at the end of the year? Yes, I think we do. And I'm not saying that as a fan either. I'm saying that realistically. I think that you take out records when Florida State plays, records go out the window. Um, and we are competitive when it comes to ranked teams. I think so. So college football, I think they are doing that to ruffle some feathers. I really hope so, because that was mind blowing when I saw those rankings come out. I don't think that is something that is, man. I don't even know where to go for that. I just gotta take another sip of my drink. NBA. First of all, James Harden, please be quiet. James Harden, how can you tell a Hall of Fame coach, okay, and a world champion coach how to play you when you ain't even been in a championship? You know what I mean? You have not been in that caliber yet in 15, 16, whatever years have you been in the league. Yes, you're a baller. Yes, you're one of the top 75 players in the past decade. Yes, blah, blah, blah. And that's even questionable, in my opinion. But to say that you are the system, boy, stop. Boy, stop. Boy, stop. Because listen, you're on your fifth team, I believe it is. Okay. Not to mention, third time that you've been with Russell Westbrook. Okay. If it's definition of insanity is keep on doing the same thing, thinking you're gonna get a different result. Okay, something like that. But you know what I mean. And I think that he's insane. He thinks that he is that type of player. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. If anything, that offense needs to run through PG. Kawhi's still there. Westbrook is, he just needs to fit in where he fits in. It's not about him anymore. It's about trying to get that ring, right? You're at a time in your career where you're trying to get a ring. You got all your accolades. You got your MVP. You got your scoring title. You got this. You got that. You're on the All 75 team. Got it. You don't have a ring. Okay, you're chasing a ring. You're trying to be paired up with all these big time players and all these big time studs over here, and it's just something that is um, not working for you. It's not working for you, James. I'm sorry, it's not working for you. So, how do we go about that? How do we go about that? Because James Harden is it's you got to take a seat back and you have to realize that um, when you are probably I don't know third, fourth best option on the team, you're not the system, bro. Not the system. I'm not trying to pick on him. I'm just tired of him, man. I'm tired of thinking that he's that player still. You know what I'm saying? That's why I give respect to Russell Westbrook. Yes, he's a competitor. Yes, and I respect that as a competitor and as an athlete. But as a realist, when it's time to sit back and be a role player, sit back and be a role player. I think that was the problem with Russell Westbrook in LA with the Lakers. I felt like he was trying to still be that Russell Westbrook that he was trying to, you know, still think that he still had in his system where they needed him to be a role player. I think he started to fill into that level, but it just didn't work out for them. And it is what it is. LA Clippers, I just don't feel like that's going to be a match made in heaven or a match that's going to go in the rugged, tough West. That West Conference, that Western Conference is tough. Do they even make the playoffs, the Clippers? Shit, do the Lakers even make the playoffs? I mean, the X factor with the Lakers is AD. Can AD be healthy? Can he stay healthy? Can he still do his thing all the time? I think Reeves, Rai, I always pronounce his name wrong. Hayamuka, I forgot his name, but I love the way he plays. Man, like if they stay healthy, they can be a little bit of a little sleeper team in the West. But still, they're I don't think they're the top eight team. And I'm just being real right now. So we're gonna see though with this in season turning that they got going on, which is interesting. I don't know why the NBA did this. I don't know um, what they're trying to accomplish with this in season tournament. I mean, I'm all for it. You know, more games, more competition. It is what it is. I think that brings more fans to, see them at the NBA Cup. Okay, cool. That sounds great. I just feel like if it wasn't broke, why fix it? Type deal. I felt like the NBA was one of those leagues where they figured it out. I felt like they let not only players do their thing, they're not strict with how they handle, you know, rulings and fines and what they do off the court. I feel like the NBA has figured it out, and I don't know if this is going to hurt them this in season tournament. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it works out. I just don't think that it was something that they needed to do. I'm interested to see where they were trying to go with this or what they're trying to accomplish with this. I'm all for it. Like I said, it's cool. I think it's cool to see different division teams play different conferences and blah 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 blah. I think that's cool. I think that's gonna be and it's bringing more fans, more television time, and I'm sure the money has to play a factor in this as well. Not a huge fan of the courts, especially teams that haven't won a championship and they have that trophy in the middle. I get it. That's the NBA Cup trophy. I get it. That's what they're trying to work for or trying to play for. But if you ain't win a championship, boy, you don't need no trophy in the center of the court if you ain't win no championship. Nope. You gotta deserve that part of that the painting on the court because that's something that you have to work for, in my opinion. So that's all I got for the NBA. I feel like I'm excited that it started. Early predictions on that. I feel like you always on the Western side, you always got to count Denver in, right? Defending champions again. In order to be the best, you have to beat the best. Denver still, I mean, they're still tough. The Joker's is an amazing player. That man's going to be around for a long time. I still feel like, and we haven't even touched what he's capable of doing still. I still feel like he's getting into his game still. He's like Giannis, where Giannis is constantly growing and constantly getting better and constantly elevating his game. And I feel like that's what Joker's doing too. Jokic, I think, and him with Murray, Jamal Murray, that's a duo that's deadly. And I think that's other teams are trying to emulate that, i.e., Damian Lillard and Giannis over there on the Eastern side. I think it's going to be um, Bucks, Bucks, Bucks in Denver, if not Bucks and Golden State. I hate saying that too, but I mean they still got it over there. So that's my early NBA championship prediction. I'm excited for this season to start, or to get going on the wave fully, and see how this tournament turns out and then the rest of the season. So let's turn it over to the last subject of today's episode: fantasy football. Right, we are in the crunch time of the season where we're trying to make moves. The trade deadline is coming. Is fast approaching. We're trying to make moves to better our lineups, or we're tanking to get draft capital. However, you're approaching this time of fantasy football, I'm here for all your needs. Okay. I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give it to you unbiased. And I'm just going to shoot you straight on any of your fantasy questions. So, comment, DM me, however you want to reach out to me on any of your questions or concerns or lineup questions as well. But I want to go with two locks for at least this week. Um, Kincaid, I think he's a for sure lock. I think that without no Dawson Nick or Dawson Knox over there, he's definitely going to get his share of targets, and he's been producing at a very, very high level. My number two lock is any of the Cleveland running backs. And I say that because if it's Jerome Ford is healthy, he's leading the backfield, right? But obviously Kareem Hunt is still going to get his touches and still get his time in the backfield as well. But that defense is very, very, very generous to running backs. And whoever's in the backfield, I still feel like they're going to get, obviously their fair touches, but they're going to get a very, very amount of yardage to their stat line. I think that they're going to produce at a very high level. Any running back from Cleveland, mostly Jerome Ford, if he is healthy, he is the man there. But Kareem Hunt is not far behind him. So when I say any Cleveland running back, that's what I mean by that. So also um, two other ones that are not locks but are my honorable mention locks, I would say, just because um, they're still suspect, and I might get a lot of slack for this as well. Pitts and Dotson. Pitts, Kyle Pitts, and Jahad Dotson for Washington. I say this especially for this week. No Drake London. Taylor Heineke is the new quarterback for Atlanta, at least for this week. We all know that he likes to throw the rock. He likes his receivers. And the only receiver worth mentioning over there is Kyle Pitts, right? So I like him as a lock, but I just am still suspect with Arthur Smith's play calling. I don't think that it's still tailored around such a great a physical specimen, an athletic specimen in Kyle Pitts. I just don't see how he is not using him how he should. It's so mind blowing, but whatever it is. Dotson, on the other hand, no Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel was definitely reaching into his breadbasket as far as targets and definitely performing at a high level. So now that Curtis Samuel is out, Jahad Dotson, last week saw a good amount of usage, got great targets, and did good with it, right? So I hope and I feel like that continues not only this week but forward. Okay, forward because I think Sam Howell is fantasy wise. I think he's a top 12 quarterback, right? And as far as points are concerned, maybe top 10. and it's due to him throwing a lot, obviously, and a lot of garbage time and a lot of trailing and stuff like that. So as long as that continues to happen, which is definitely going to happen now, especially with them revamping their defense and getting rid of Sweat and Chase Young, they're going to be behind a lot. They're going to be throwing the rock a lot. So I fully expect Jahan Dotson to get his share. Um, Another one with going to have some competition. Excuse me. Another one that's having his competitor or his position mate injured is Devin Singletary. Having Damian Pierce out this week, I think Singletary definitely comes in obviously as the lead role and lead running back. The only downfall that I have for him is that he's facing a tough Buccaneers defense as far as run defense is concerned. I'm not saying that as a Bucks fan. I'm just saying that's what it is. Um, I think that they're at a level where they can um, stop the run and have it to where CJ Stroud is going to have to, in order to beat the Bucks, is going to have to, rely on his arm. So, uh, but an RB1 for a team is still intriguing. He's a good stash. If you got, if you need depth in your lineup, or if you have a running back on bye, i.e., maybe an ETN or a Gibbs, he might be a nice little pickup and play. So um, definitely look out for that. McBride is another player that has no competition at his position on his team. And is Kyler Murray coming back? I don't know yet for sure. But with him getting like, 14 targets or something like that last week or the week before, that is his position, and he is the man over there. So Trey McBride is another player to look for and target. I think that Kamara, not named Christian McCaffrey, is the best running back in the league for fantasy purposes. Um, I think that um, we, as fantasy managers, need to realize that these next couple of weeks are crucial on where your placement is, not only in the playoff picture, but how are you going to make that playoff run? You know what I mean? Start looking at strength of schedules. Start looking at where if you're in a three wide receiver league, how your wide receivers are going to fill in their schedules, and then with people that have Jettas. Anybody has Justin Jefferson, I'm very interested to see how you're playing him or playing him in the future. Comment or DM me or just get at me, however you can, because I'm interested to see how you can or how you're using Jettas. I have him in one league, and I'm trying to get rid of him. I really am. I can't keep him the following year anyway. So I don't want nothing to do with him. I think the only receiver that is worth having in the Vikings offense, excuse me, from here on out is T.J. Hawkinson, especially with Dobbs leading the pack, just because Dobbs is very tight end friendly. So um, let me know what you guys think about that. Like I said, any questions or concerns on your lineups, any trade evaluations that you need me to do, or if you just want to shoot me straight or any ideas, let me know. Comment, DM, shoot me a video, chat, whatever. Um, and also, if you are looking forward to coming on the show, or if you want to be part of the show, please also DM me. If you have not yet subscribed to my show, the Kabloomski Sports Talk Show on Spotify or Anchor, whatever it is, or podcasters, whatever it is now, and on my YouTube channel, Kabloomski Sports Talk Show as well. So, IG, Kabloomski.sports talk. Guys, hit me up, man. I'm looking forward to doing this. I'm trying to put out content at least once a week, two times a week, little clips on my IG as well. So keep it up. Keep the support up. I'm going to do my thing on my end. Thank you guys for doing this and supporting me on this journey. And I'm excited about this. Yeah, get at me. Kabloomski out. See ya.